Hey y'all, this is DaButcher, and in this video we're going to go ahead and take a look at the SuperBox S7 Max. I'm going to give you my honest opinion on this and give you the pros and the cons so that you're able to make a more informed decision so you can decide if this is the device that's going to help you cut the cord. Stay tuned. Alright, we're going to get into this. First and foremost, I will say that I was not paid by SuperBox to make this video. They did send me this device for me to do a review and to give my opinion, and I'm going to be giving an honest opinion of what it does well and what it does not do well. I will be honest about that. Also, any customer service issues, don't contact me because I do not sell it. I don't work for the company, so you'll have to contact the company that you bought it from. So let's go ahead and this is what you get in the box right here. You're going to get a remote, you get the user guide, the box itself, HDMI cord, power cord is what we get in the box. And it comes in this metal case as we have seen in the earlier versions of the SuperBox. On the front we're going to have an LED little screen on here to give you that shows the time and then tells you if you're connected Wi-Fi or through Ethernet. That will be on the front little screen. It's nice to have that for the time. Over here on the side, we're going to have something new, which they added the USB-C port. And I believe this is a powered port, so you could actually be able to charge things from this. But you can also be able to plug in a mouse or a gamepad or anything like that. You'll still also get the USB port that's there, as well as the TF port where you can insert a micro SD card if you find that the storage on this device is not enough. On the back here we have FireWire line over to the far right, the Ethernet port. You have a HDMI port, AV ports, as well as IR port if you were using something with a remote that has IR, and then the power for the DC is there. You'll also be able to see that it has plenty of ventilation on the sides as well as underneath, so it does stay pretty cool even if it's under a lot of pressure. And the antennas help also, to boost that signal. This is what you're going to get when you boot up. We're going to get a disclaimer. It's going to be telling you this and that, agree or not agree. I have connected via the Ethernet port, and this is where you can make the screen a little bit larger. So if you find that it is not fitting your TV screen, or if it's too big, this is where you're able to make that adjustment to make the screen a little bit bigger or smaller. This is the home page, and to be honest, this is a clean look. I like the color scheme on this compared to the S7. You're going to have the live TV, the VOD playback button, the browser, which is going to open up Chrome. The bottom here is going to be where the installed apps are, and these are going to be your app stores. So then we're going to go ahead and just blaze through this. And you can see it has a week schedule for the footballs on that. And that does change depending on the sport and what's going on. That does change. On this screen here, we're going to get the Play Store, which you can log into with your Google account. You're able to use that. But you're going to see the little green man, and we're going to need to click the little green man. And that's going to be their App Store installer. And this is like their third-party store that they have, so you're able to install some of their particular apps. And once you see it, you should see it turn kind of a blue color like that. And we're going to open this up. In here, we're also going to get another disclaimer saying that you're responsible for the things that you installed. So you read that, and once the timer's up, you can hit OK, and then you can move on. All right, this is the App Store, and I am going to have some things are kind of blurred out, but the top ones there in the blue, those are the things you're going to want to install. And you're going to see VOD, I've clicked that, and I do it one at a time. I wait for one to finish before I start the other one. Sometimes when I have started multiple downloads at one time, sometimes they like fail halfway through. So anywhere that there is a check mark means it's installed. Gray arrow down means it is not installed. If you have one that kind of looks like a recycling, two little arrows in a circle, that means that the app needs to be updated. And you'll simply go in here, click it, and install the update. So it's really easy. Again, a number of different apps that are in this store, but the main ones you're going to have is those top ones. So let's go ahead and jump over here to Live TV. And when you click the Live TV button, we are able to add what applications we want to be in this section. And you can see I put check mark on these two, hit the back button, and now you see they appear. You can put other apps in here, so if you install other things, you can customize this to have whatever apps that you want shortcutted in here. So let's go ahead and jump in here to Blue TV and take a look at a little bit of what it has. Again, I'm going to be blurring out a lot of stuff. You do have this where little to tell you to open the channel, add to a favorite, stuff like that. And you're going to see here with the channel. So right now, 2,000 channels and plenty of content in here. I blurred it out so I don't get myself in any trouble, but plenty of channels, and you can see as I go through it, it loads pretty quick. It is not real slow to load. These are the categories, so when I push left, these would be the categories that were over there. Time shift, we'll talk about time shift. That is like the catch up, so we are able to actually go to a channel and back up, so I can start 30 minutes ago on a channel, or I can start an hour ago, something like that. So lots of content, lots of sections. Be able to find plenty in there. Even has all your different sports and categories. It will not have every channel in the world. Pretty much basically focuses on North America and a little bit of the UK. It'll have some UK channels in there, but pretty much focuses on the North American market. All right, now backing out here. So this one here, one of the issues I did kind of have with this certain device, and that was the codecs for the 265 codec, which it does state on their website and on the box that it has the 265 codec. But I'm using this application, and it kind of scans through what's installed in the device, and we're going to roll down here, and you're going to see there is no H265. When I have tried to use Kodi or other applications that I have installed on this device, in 4K does not play well at all. Very bad stuttering. Anything that is the H265 is unplayable. It will just stutter. If it's a 264, it will play just fine, but 99% of 4K content that we find on the internet or out there, it's going to be in the codec using the H265. I did mention this on the SuperBox S6 devices, had the same issue, and I see that it's pretty much just carried over to the S7s, that we see that there is no H265 in there. So that was a one of my knocks on this device. All right, let's take a look at the VOD. So again, I can add the blue VOD or any other applications that I decide I want to put in this category. And this is going to give you TV shows, movies that already been out. They have been there. You're going to get all your new popular shows as well as movies are going to be in that section. So playback, and I tend to call it catch up. This is where we're able to roll back. And this does offer 7 days of channels, and it gives, I want to say it was like 122 or 130 channels that it does offer the playback catch-up feature, and you're able to roll back and to find the content that you would want to watch at an earlier date. I will say that over the year that I've been using the S6, there are times when certain programs did not record or did not save, or a different channel. So it's not 100%, but I'll say it's a good 95% of the time when I have went back and did checks, a particular show or program was on there. So on this, we're going to take a look at these little plus buttons down here, which are shortcuts. You can add these as shortcuts. Add any application you want, and I think you get 8 or 9 of those total. Only one shows up at a time, and once you fill that with a once we put an item there, then you'll see the next one beside it will show up. So nice little shortcuts, so you're able to customize that. So down here at the bottom we have settings, and this will open up anybody that has an Android device. It's your Android settings with all the categories. The next one is our file manager. We're able to go in here if we want to move files around, or if we install a USB stick and we want to move items from the USB stick to this particular device. You're able to do that in this section here. So it's your little device manager, or a file manager, anybody that has used it. We have the cleanup. This is just a little cleanup tool. Gets rid of packages, little small things. So little self-cleaning application. We have a speed test that they have built on this. And now the first time if you use this, it will prompt you to use the internet. So I have to agree to use it, and I didn't want to sync anything, so I say no. But we're going to do a little test. I'm using Ethernet cord, and I was running somewhere in the 400s, and I did have some that were a little bit higher than that with checking with my device. So that was fair for my internet. If you exit mode. If we want to remove an item, this is how we do it. Go to the little trash can, and then we just click what we want to get rid of. Microphone. This is where we're able to sync our controller, because this is a Bluetooth controller, which is quite nice, and you're able to not have to point at the TV like you did on a lot of Android devices. The older ones, the old Chinese boxes, you had to be pointing right at the TV. This will be Bluetooth if you sync it, and it goes through here, and you'll see I'm holding the button. There it goes, pairing, and now the remote is paired. We also have 10 extra shortcuts. So if you filled up the shortcuts on your home page, you can use the number pad on your remote and have even 10 more shortcuts. So that's a neat little feature. And customer service. So if you have any issues with the device or any of those kind of things, this is your point of contact to get in touch with the company. Again, I'm not a reseller for these. I don't work for the company, so you would have to reach out to their customer service. And again, you can use the QR codes or go to the websites or use WhatsApp, but this would be how you would contact their customer service to be able to get in touch with them. As you can see, the banner keeps changing. So I'm going to give you some of my final thoughts on this device. Again, these are my opinions. The company may complain about some of my critiquing of this, but this is what my thoughts of these. And since I do a lot of streaming and been using a lot of devices, so let's take a look at some of the pros to this device. So the pros, plug and play. This is, as you saw from this video here, plugging this device up, clicking on the little green Android guy. Once that installs, clicking the app, click to install the apps, and that's it. You're pretty much, you're running then. So plug and play, easy to use. Anybody that picks up a remote, has used a TV before, can be using this very easily without much kind of fuss or fight about it. The 7-day playback, and this is the catch-up feature that they offer on it, does a very good job. Again, I've used it on the S6 and found very few shows or events that did not record or recorded the wrong channel, but it was pretty rare. Most of the time it was on point for giving me that playback. So 7 days of that rollback or catch up is an awesome thing. No annual fees. Once you pay for this device, they say that's all you got to pay from then on. You're done. No annual fees, no monthly fees. It's just a one-time, you buy the device with the features on the device and you're done. So it's a lifetime subscription. Parental controls, I didn't show it in this, but you're able to block certain channels if you would like. If there was people in your house that you don't want them to have access to certain channels, you can go through and do a parental control and add channels, or there's all kinds of different features to limit certain accounts in the house from using or viewing certain channels. The voice remote, I didn't show it in the video, but if you're in the VOD or the Blue TV, the live, you can push on the microphone and do a search, and it does a fabulous job with coming up with results for in that category. So if you're in live TV, it's going to look for things in that category. If you're in movies, it's only going to look for movies and TV in that VOD section. But very good job on the voice recognition and being able to do voice searches. It's very easy to use. 64 gigs of RAM, or excuse me, 64 gigs of storage. Pretty that gives that you're not going to run out of storage, I don't think, unless you're just downloading a lot of stuff. 64 gigs is going to be plenty. So you're going to get the live, you're going to get shows, you're going to get movies. The USB-C port is a plus. Being able to connect new devices or peripherals through the USB port is nice. And then the micro SD port is another bonus, that if 64 gigs isn't enough, hey, you can shove in a SD card or micro SD card and actually get more storage. So some of the cons. So these are the things that kind of fell short for me. The price, first and foremost, the price is high for a Android device. That is, even if you use my coupon code, I think it's going to run you $350, and that's high. But if you have lifetime TV, movies, and you're able to critique your cable bill or those subscriptions, you would be able to recoup your money pretty quickly, in my opinion. But the price is the big put off on this. So the price is high because it's a plug and play kind of situation. So again, no guarantee on the lifetime, and that had to do with the subscription, because they say it's a lifetime, and it is, but if the company should go belly up or get shut down, you have no recourse on that. So it's just kind of SOL. It's not a local company. This isn't Best Buy or Walmart. You can't just roll down to the store if there's an issue with it. You have to contact the customer service online, which some people don't like to have to deal with customer service online. So that can be a put off. And my biggest gripe on the device is the no H.265 playback. Even though it's on the box, and as I showed when I ran the software that shows the codecs installed, it's not there. And when I have tried numerous videos, movies or TV shows, any of them that are in 4K, it stutters to where you can't stand it. I mean, it's almost like you hear the sound, but the video is like looking at a picture. It just sits there for 5 or 6 seconds, then the next picture loads. So that 265 is not there, or the CPU can't handle it. I don't think that's the case. I think that there is some type of a problem with the H.265 codec, and I hope that they fix that, because that is my biggest gripe, that you can't play 4K on this device, or it's got to be in 264 4K, which I don't know if you can even find that stuff. So that's a downside. And again, I have a code down in here for DaButcher if you want to save $50 on this. And as I've said numerous times in this video, I'm not a seller to these devices. All customer service issues, you must contact the seller. So reach out to their customer service to deal with it. If you have any questions, if it's something as in user wise, you can post questions on this video, and I will do my best to answer any of those questions that I know the answer to. Again, I am not an expert on this device. They have just sent me for a review. So I've had experience with the S6, but the S7 has only been using it for a couple weeks. So there's still some stuff I need to learn about it. So again, post in the notes down below that if you decided that you wanted it, or if this doesn't fit your needs, no skin off my nose either way. But you know what? I hope that maybe this helps some people decide if this is the device for them. And if it's not, maybe they'll find another device that fits them. And again, this is DaButcher, and we'll talk to you later.